Welcome gamers, today we're doing something absolutely insane. We're putting the Snapdragon 8 Elite through the ultimate survival test, a massive 40-game marathon on the Winlator emulator. This chipset is a total beast, and we're here to see if it can actually handle the heaviest AAA titles of 2026. From the haunting atmosphere of Tormented Souls 2 to the sheer chaos of Cyberpunk 2077, we're pushing this silicon to its absolute limit. Remember, for the full unedited gameplay and the exact driver configurations used for these results, make sure to hit the link in the pinned comment below. Let's see what this monster can really do. Tormented Souls 2 brings back the classic survival horror vibes with its fixed camera angles and eerie puzzles. Running on the Snapdragon 8 Elite, the frame rate stays within the 40 to 50 FPS range. Finding the right balance in your container settings is key to achieving this level of performance in Winlator. Wild Hearts offers a unique twist on the monster hunting genre with its intricate building mechanics, though it proves quite taxing. Performance on this hardware is currently limited, averaging between 15 and 20 FPS. Extensive tweaking of your driver profiles might be necessary to see any improvement in these results. Dying Light. The beast returns players to a world overrun by the undead with intense parkour and brutal combat. This silicon manages to keep the action flowing between 35 and 40 FPS to ensure the smoothest exploration across the wasteland. Personalizing your emulator configurations for your specific device is highly recommended. Atlas Fallen lets you glide across sand-covered landscapes while battling legendary creatures in fluid combat. On the Snapdragon 8 Elite, frames fluctuate between 40 and 50 FPS. Adjusting your DXVK and turnip driver variables can help maintain this consistency throughout the vast open world. Occupy Mars. The game challenges you to survive and colonize the Red Planet through technical engineering and exploration. Performance on this hardware averages between 30 and 40 FPS. Fine-tuning your memory allocation within Winlator is a great way to optimize the building and survival experience. Grounded 2 expands the survival adventure where being small means facing massive backyard threats. Running on this processor, the game typically delivers between 20 and 30 FPS. Experimenting with different resolution scales can help stabilize the frame delivery during intense insect encounters. Romeo is a Dead Man Presents, a unique narrative experience, but the current emulation overhead makes it a difficult run. This silicon struggles to reach 10 FPS, highlighting the heavy demands of the title. Significant setting adjustments are essential to try and push the boundaries of playability here. Rage 2 delivers high-octane, neon-soaked mayhem in a lawless wasteland. This chipset handles the fast-paced shooting brilliantly, with performance ranging from 45 to 60 FPS. Finding a tailored setup for your GPU drivers will help keep the chaotic vehicle combat feeling incredibly responsive. Assassin's Creed Mirage takes the series back to its stealth-focused roots in the beautiful streets of Baghdad. On the Snapdragon 8 Elite, the game performs well, averaging between 40 and 60 FPS. To keep the parkour as fluid as possible, don't forget to optimize your internal rendering profiles. Project Motor Racing aims for high-fidelity simulation and realistic driving physics, which is quite demanding. Performance on this hardware hovers between 15 and 20 FPS. Careful management of your emulator's graphical presets is required to find the best possible balance for this title. Ride 6 continues the legacy of realistic motorcycle racing with stunning bikes and challenging tracks. This silicon maintains a pace of 30 to 40 FPS through Winlator. Fine-tuning your input and rendering settings will help ensure every turn on the track feels as smooth as possible. Resident Evil Village pits you against gothic horrors and towering bosses in a snowy, atmospheric setting. This chipset captures the dread effectively, staying between 40 and 50 FPS. Developing a custom setting profile for your device is recommended to keep the immersion at its peak. Resident Evil 4 Remake is a modern masterpiece of action horror that looks incredible even on mobile hardware. Running on this processor, the game averages a fluid 50 to 60 FPS. To maintain this high-end performance, be sure to optimize your driver cache and container configurations. Tekken 8 brings the legendary fighting franchise into a new era with explosive cinematic combat. The Snapdragon 8 Elite keeps the punches landing between 40 and 50 FPS. Adjusting your frame limiters and resolution presets will help keep the competitive action feeling snappy. Alien Isolation is the gold standard for atmospheric sci-fi horror, and it runs exceptionally well here. This hardware pushes the boundaries with an incredible 70 to 120 FPS. To fully take advantage of this overhead, ensuring your emulator is set for high refresh rates is the way to go. Teardown features fully destructible environments that rely heavily on physics-based calculations. Performance on this silicon stays between 30 and 40 FPS. Finding the right balance between destruction and stability through your internal settings is key to enjoying the voxel-based chaos. Empire of the Ants is a visually unique strategy title that renders the microscopic world in stunning detail. Performance on this chipset averages around 20 FPS. Utilizing specific turnip driver versions can help manage the dense foliage and high-resolution textures more effectively. Resident Evil 3 Remake offers a fast-paced escape through a zombie-infested raccoon city. This hardware handles the pursuit of Nemesis with ease, ranging from 60 to 70 FPS. To keep the action-heavy gameplay consistent, personalizing your Winlator settings is always a good idea. Sekiro: Shadows Die Twice demands absolute precision in its sword-based combat and parry mechanics. On the Snapdragon 8 Elite, the game maintains a steady 40 to 50 FPS. To ensure your timing remains perfect, fine-tuning your GPU and CPU variables is highly recommended. Ratchet & Clank: Rift Apart showcases interdimensional travel with high-speed asset streaming. This silicon handles the complexity at roughly 20 to 30 FPS. Adjusting your storage access and memory settings in Winlator will help the system process the portal jumps more efficiently. Forspoken presents a vast open world filled with magical parkour, but it is extremely taxing for mobile translation. This processor struggles with the modern engine, hovering around 10 FPS. Massive optimizations and specific driver tweaks are necessary to attempt a stable experience. Forza Horizon 4 offers breathtaking racing across the changing seasons of Britain. Performance on this hardware is impressive, ranging from 30 to 50 FPS. Finding a personalized graphical profile is essential to keeping the open-world driving feeling fast and fluid. Elden Ring brings a massive, challenging dark fantasy world that remains a benchmark for emulation. This chipset captures the atmosphere at a steady 30 FPS. Fine-tuning your DXVK and Box 64 settings will help you explore the lands between with greater stability. God of War 2018 follows Kratos and Atreus on an epic cinematic journey through Norse mythology. On the Snapdragon 8 Elite, the frame rate fluctuates between 30 and 40 FPS. To keep the combat and cutscenes immersive, optimizing your internal resolution is the best path forward. Ghost of Tsushima is a beautiful open-world epic centered on samurai tradition and honor. The silicon manages to keep the journey across the island at roughly 30 FPS. Experimenting with your custom driver presets will help keep the wind-guided exploration feeling consistent. FIFA 23 delivers realistic football action with advanced animations and deep gameplay modes. This chipset handles the pitch with ease, averaging between 50 and 60 FPS. Be sure to check your display synchronization to get the most out of these fluid results. Lost Soul Aside is a fast-paced action game with high-fidelity visuals and stylish combat. Performance on this hardware stays between 20 and 30 FPS. To keep the cinematic combos looking sharp, personalizing your emulator's GPU configurations is highly recommended. Need for Speed Heat takes the racing to the neon-lit streets where police chases are a constant threat. This processor maintains a range of 20 to 30 FPS in Winlator. Finding the right balance in your graphical settings will help keep the nocturnal racing feeling intense. Dragon Age: The Veilguard lets you lead a team of heroes in a vibrant and dangerous fantasy world. Performance on this silicon averages between 20 and 30 FPS. Adjusting your internal resolution and shader settings can help the system manage the game's magical effects more smoothly. Horizon Zero Dawn follows Aloy's journey through a world dominated by mechanical creatures. This hardware processes the lush environments at roughly 20 FPS. To help the system handle the complex AI and physics, extensive tweaking of your container settings is necessary. Red Dead Redemption 2 is a technical marvel that offers an incredibly detailed Western experience. Performance on the Snapdragon 8 Elite is quite solid, ranging from 30 to 45 FPS. Fine-tuning your memory allocation will help ensure the vast wilderness remains as stable as possible. Marvel's Spider-Man 2 is an incredibly demanding modern title that pushes the limits of asset streaming. This chipset struggles significantly here, with frames between 1 and 10 FPS and frequent freezing. To test this title, finding very specific and optimized low-end profiles is absolutely essential. MotoGP 25 offers the ultimate motorcycle racing experience with professional tracks and riders. Performance on this processor hovers between 20 and 30 FPS. Experimenting with different rendering modes in Winlator will help you find the best balance for this racing simulation. Cyberpunk 2077 remains a massive challenge for any hardware with its dense urban environment of Night City. This silicon handles the neon streets at 20 to 30 FPS to keep the futuristic exploration manageable. Adjusting your internal resolution presets is a must. Uncharted: The Lost Legacy features cinematic action and treasure hunting in the beautiful Ghats of India. This chipset delivers a good performance range of 30 to 40 FPS. Finding a tailored setup for your specific device will help maintain the intensity of the set pieces. Clair Obscur: Expedition 33 brings a unique turn-based RPG experience with striking artistic visuals. Performance on this hardware averages between 15 and 20 FPS. Adjusting your driver variables can help the system process the complex environments with better stability. Marvel's Spider-Man: Miles Morales delivers high-speed web swinging through a snowy New York City. This processor keeps the hero in motion between 20 and 30 FPS. To ensure the flashy combat remains responsive, fine-tuning your emulator settings is highly recommended. Kingdom Come: Deliverance 2 is a deeply realistic medieval RPG with immersive world building. Performance on this silicon typically stays between 20 and 35 FPS. Optimizing your GPU drivers and resolution scale will help you navigate the medieval landscapes more smoothly. Marvel's Spider-Man Remastered lets you experience the origin of Peter Parker's modern journey in high detail. This chipset maintains the action between 30 and 40 FPS. Finding a personalized configuration for your container settings will help keep the city traversal feeling fluid. Uncharted 4: A Thief's End brings Nathan Drake's final adventure to life with legendary cinematic moments. Performance on this hardware averages between 30 and 40 FPS through Winlator. To keep the high-stakes action consistent, be sure to optimize your internal rendering profiles. That is a wrap on our massive 40-game gauntlet. The Snapdragon 8 Elite has proven today that it is an absolute titan when it comes to mobile PC emulation. Seeing games like Resident Evil 4 Remake and RDR2 running in the palm of your hand is just mind-blowing. While some titles like Spider-Man 2 still push the limits of current translation, the progress we're seeing on Winlator is nothing short of legendary. If you want to dive deeper into the exact driver versions and container tweaks that made these results possible, the full gameplay links are waiting for you in the pinned comments. Which of these 40 games impressed you the most? Drop a comment, hit that like button, and subscribe to VanZee Gaming for the best in emulation. I'll catch you in the next one.